What if I told you the future of the US economy now hinges on a trillion-dollar gamble? One that could make history like Google or collapse like Enron? Shocking, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the AI data center boom that has Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and pretty much the entire world holding its breath. We're talking about the massive, almost unbelievable investments pouring into AI data centers. Billions and billions at a scale the world's never seen. But the question is, are we watching the birth of a golden age or the setup for one of the biggest financial busts of our time? If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, we frequently publish more news on our website. You can read it there. Let's set the stage. Nvidia, the chip-making giant that's become the heartbeat of AI, just announced it'll invest up to $100 billion in OpenAI. That's right, one company putting down a figure bigger than the GDP of entire countries. OpenAI, in turn, says it'll use the money to build 10 gigawatts of AI data centers running on Nvidia systems. Think of it as trying to power entire small nations, just for AI. But they didn't stop there. OpenAI also launched its Stargate alliance with Oracle and SoftBank, lining up a staggering $400 billion toward a $500 billion goal for even more US data centers. And don't forget, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon are also in the race. Each throwing hundreds of billions into their own AI infrastructure. Here's the trillion-dollar question. Is this the next Google-style revolution in long-term value creation? Or another Enron waiting to happen? Critics aren't exactly reassured. CNBC's Steve Kovac even joked, Nvidia pays OpenAI so they can get paid by SoftBank, who then pays Oracle to pay Nvidia. Sounds like a merry-go-round of money, right? One Wall Street analyst called it a circular deal. And we all know circles can spin until they collapse. If this is giving you deja vu, you're not alone. Back in the late 90s, at the height of the dot-com bubble, companies like AOL and Qwest pulled off similar tricks, shuffling money around to make their books look stronger than they were. We all know how that ended. Billions wiped out, dreams shattered, and lessons supposedly learned. So is today's AI boom just a shinier version of that? Or is it different this time? Well, here's where the story takes a twist. Unlike the dot-com days, this money isn't funny money from speculative IPOs. Cold, hard cash, profits earned by today's tech giants. As journalist Liz Hoffman points out, these companies aren't mortgaging the future, they're spending current winnings. And in Nvidia's case, it's not just giving money away, it's buying a stake in OpenAI. Let's be real, who wouldn't want a slice of ChatGPT's future? It's a bit ironic though. Big tech has a history of overbuilding. Remember the fiber optic boom of the 2000s? Companies laid down so much infrastructure, fortunes were made and lost almost overnight. Yet here's the thing, even when bubbles burst, the infrastructure remained. And those cables and data centers later powered the internet we rely on today. So even if today's AI hype cools off, the data centers won't vanish. They'll be sitting there, ready to fuel whatever comes next, be it AI, quantum computing, or some technology we haven't even imagined yet. But let's not get carried away. The real wild card here is AI consumption. Will demand for AI skyrocket like a hockey stick, justifying all these massive investments? Or will people start pulling back, frustrated by clunky chatbots, disappointed by productivity gains that never materialize, or even rebelling against what some call AI slop? Because here's the truth. This entire trillion-dollar bet rests on the best-case scenario. If AI keeps growing fast, maybe it all makes sense. But if growth slows, this could get messy, very messy. So here's where we stand. On one side, we have visionaries like Sam Altman and Jensen Huang, who see AI as the next electricity, the next internet, a force so powerful it'll transform everything. On the other, skeptics warn this is financial engineering dressed up as innovation, a high-stakes gamble where the music could stop at any moment. And that leaves us with the question, is the US betting on wizards or salesmen? At the beginning of this video, I said we'd ask ye a personal question. So here it is. Do ye think these trillion-dollar AI data center bets will fuel America's next wave of growth? Or are we staring at the next big bubble waiting to burst? If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, we frequently publish more news on our website. You can read it there.